What you're about to see is a 30-minute catch-up I had with Tommy on Halloween evening. I went to see him and we discussed so many things in half an hour. We talked about him being discriminated against simply because of who he is, told to leave a restaurant. He wasn't welcome there. That just happened the night before. We talked about upcoming court cases, next one in December. Talked about the street movement across Europe with Pegida and Lutz Bachmann. Talked about Getter and his plans for live streaming there, and even Alex Jones. So everything thrown in. I know you'll enjoy it. Please do support us on our non-mainstream media platforms. So on video, on Rumble, on Odyssey, on Brand YouTube, and on VK, on the social media side, on Gab and Getter, and of course Telegram, bringing you updates directly. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thank you for watching. Tommy, good to catch up with you on Halloween.
Yep.
And wanted to ask you about the video, which I think probably the full video will go up by the time this goes out. You going out for food and being kicked out. Do you want to just let us know what happened? Obviously people can watch the full video, but give the viewers an idea of what happened.
So, what day is it today? I come back into the country on Friday to pick up my son. My son wanted to go to a boxing event in London at Bethnal Green. I went to the boxing event, and this is the mad crazy thing, in Bethnal Green, Tower Hamlets. Plenty of blacks there, plenty of Asians there. I received a sound reception from everyone, yeah, fine. I had shaking my hands, having a pleasant time. And that's what I come back for, to take my son there. And then my daughter said her friend had at a restaurant, and I always go on about Chicken George, as you all know, yeah. I always rave about this chicken shop in Luton, yeah. Well, there's a new chicken shop in Milton Keynes. So my kids said, oh, we've heard it's great, it's like Chicken George. So I said, all right, sounds, take a friend each and we'll go over there. I travelled over to Milton Keynes, parked up, went into the restaurant, got a table, spoke to a few black lads in the queue. One of their friends owned it. We were having a laugh. He said, Jesus, Tommy, I didn't expect to see you here. We're having a laugh. I said, mate, I'm just here for some chicken and chips. I heard it's good. I heard it's all right. Went in, got our table, and then I saw all the waiters, all the young waiters, looking over who looked like more like they were trying to be roadmen than waiters. That's how it looked in there. We're walking around and they're all giving me the gangster one. And I just thought, I'm just here to get some food. And then the next thing, it seemed like they nominated, so I'm holding a broken knife, but it's obviously off of a Halloween thing, because the kids, it's Halloween. But and then they come over and just said, you're not going to be served here today. You're going to have to leave the restaurant. At which point my kids are like, oh man. And do you know what? This is the truth, yeah? I went away for quite a few weeks. And I went because I wanted to get my book finished, and I had something else I was working on. And when I'm here, stuff comes every day. Anyone, you know, I've got 3 kids. I've had dramas with my kids for the last years, yeah? Mainly a lot of stuff to do in mine, so then I get extra involved in it, which sometimes maybe I shouldn't. But I struggle not to, because I know that if they're getting a hard time or they're getting grief, it's because of me. So then I try and involve myself in it, or try and talk to parents, which maybe I shouldn't, yeah? But I've had, so it's constant things at home, so I thought I need to just get myself away on my own. I need a working space with someone who was helping me with my book, so I went to Spain. And do you know, when I went there, I realised, Jesus, man, because I always say the only time I relax is when I go on holiday, yeah? Which is why I look forward to holiday every year. And I wait and I just think I need to get out of the country. And when COVID hit, I felt like I was in prison here. I felt like I was ready to just explode. Yeah? I was just like, get me out of here, man. And I kept saying to Jenna, the mother of the kids, I kept saying, I shouldn't be here. And I know I shouldn't be here, because things are just going to go wrong. And I just get this feeling. And so I went out there, and when I went out there, I felt so relaxed, man. I've never felt so relaxed. And then I realised, like, because I've never been away for weeks like that. And although I wasn't with the kids, yeah, it was tough not seeing the kids. But at the same time, I just felt, Jesus, man, I realise how much now when I land, because I come back from a court case, yeah?
Yeah.
Step back into my court case, and literally as soon as I walk into the airport, it's just like, I'm like that again. And I have to be like that.
Ready to fight.
I have to be. It's not just I want to be, I have to be. Yeah. So I automatically have to get this different sort of feeling and different emotion. And it's a stress, man. And that's what, so when I come back, and then I come back for those 2 days, I was outside court. You might have seen the video with the Pakistanis who want to sleep with kids as soon as they start their puberty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was there.
I watched it. Yeah.
But when I come out of court, automatically I was instantly like, I've had enough of this. And I realised those 2 days, which I said to I said to the mother of my kids, I said, I just realised in these 2 days that it's here. It's being here, being in this situation, being constantly in this situation that is constantly riles me up and makes me and feel different. So I went back out to Spain straight after that court case, come back and boom, look at King Wings in Milton Keynes, it's back. And I said, I come home again yesterday, so I told you. And do you know the baddest thing is, I've got my probation officer here, and I've said to her, I said, I feel like it's entrapment, because you put me in court. You put me in court in places. I'm in court again next month now in Luton for something else. I said, you know what's going to happen when I walk through Luton? You know what's going to happen just by my presence here. Yeah, it's a potential, like, probation's job is to prevent me reoffending. Yeah, but yet you're continually, because I've got community service to do. But the only time I can do my community service is when no one's about. So I have to do my community service only on a weekend in a location that's on its own, yeah? Which means that doing 300 hours, that means I've got to do every weekend for, I don't know, what is it, well over a year probably. Yeah?
Why do you not do it with other people?
I can't because of the risk against me. Because of the risk against me, so I can't. Yeah. Which is, look, and my situation was, any one of you have read, I got divorced, yeah? So we're sitting in my kids' home now. Yeah? My kids have a home, and that's all I care about. They're secure, they're stable. That's all I care about. For me to go then, so you ain't been out of Spain, but where I was in Spain, I've got free accommodation where someone's put me up for a little while, give me a location so I can do my work. And I'm trying to say to probation, because they want me now to come back again from my next court case and do this and and come back every weekend or be here for every weekend. I have to be here for every weekend. It's unrealistic. Unless you're going to put me in housing in probably Berry Park. I don't know, man. It's just stress. So yesterday, just concretes to me the problem. Because I know we're going to get on to talking about Lutz Backman. Yeah. Lutz doesn't live in Germany, but he travels to Germany every week. Because he just said his partner, his reason was I think their cars got blown up. They were targeted at their house. Constant things from the police. They basically make it impossible for you to live a normal life. I think the normal life bit's gone for me years ago.
I mean, he's one of the most high-profile people on the right, public enemy there. He's probably the closest of what Germany has to who you are here.
Yeah, he's like a tall me.
Yeah.
A tall, not as good-looking me.
With the worst haircut.
But you've got the humour there. Look, I'll give you that. you done your
life. I had him on, and actually we did it, and he said no way was that like 50 minutes or whatever. And he's one of the people. It's good fun because you get guests on, and you don't know where it's going to go because you don't know them. 3/4 of the guests I know, 1/4 I don't, and you get them on, and it flowed. It was good fun. It was that actually I could sit and have a beer with him all night and chat to him.
Anyone could, trust me. He's a great guy, man. He's a great guy, and I went to Germany, so I flew into Germany with him.
For the demo.
For the demo.
The rally or whatever.
Yeah, I flew in for their rally, and had a fabulous time, mate. Because usually I just get in for the rally and get out, but this time I was there for a couple of days with him. Ziggy put me up, thank you Ziggy. Lutz's dad put me up as well for a couple of nights, so I had a really good time there. And I had a really good time in seeing, I realised as well, look, I've been tied up with court cases. And tied up with not just court cases, but knock-on effects of whether it be solitary confinement this year, solitary confinement then next year, then all the stuff that comes with the last court case, representing myself in a court case, the bankruptcy, the death threats, line it all out. It's pretty much tied me up and tired me out at the same time. So I had a mad year, and then now, But then when I went to Germany, I realised how important it is to have a street. It's important, and we've lost our street presence here.
Well, that's loved that because, we need what Pegida is in Germany. We need something like that here more than probably any other country because they have a PR electoral system, which means the AfD have got 84 MPs. So most European countries have an electoral presence of a populist party where we have nothing.
We have Boris Johnson forcing vaccinations on everyone.
Well, I think Carrie's the one, or Dylan, or whoever's in charge there.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Because we need something here. You obviously were involved in aiming to set up Pegida UK. It didn't happen. But we need something here. I don't know what your thoughts are, spending time with Lutz out there, seeing what he's done. yeah, we need something here.
Yeah, and that was important. It is important, and we shouldn't have left the street presence. My life had just went so, but purposely done as well, because sort of like they win. That's what I said, because they tie you up with that, throw that at you. Next thing you're in this court case, that court case, that court case. I just can't believe how many court cases I've been in.
Yeah.
All over nothing. It's all over bullshit. It's mad, isn't it? It's mental. And then I actually fought for that one time when I come out of jail. I thought, right, time to fight back through the courts. And this was to do with the when I took my children to the Cambridge, and the police come in, and it's the most black and white video of police abuse you'll ever see. Yeah. Forcing me and my children out of a city because of my presence. Yeah. And I took them to court, and I thought, right, it's time to fight back. And then we lost. The judge, even though the Luton police officer come and said, no, it was all rubbish, it shouldn't have happened, he gave evidence on our side. Yeah, she totally overruled him and just hit me for £53,000. So I thought, not only did you rule against me, I had to pay 53 grand. And then when I went to jail for the contempt charge, then they charged me their costs on that. So it's like another 63 grand. And it's just like, I just thought, I realised you can't win through the legal system.
It's taken you this long.
It actually took me again until this last case, This last case, which was the Jamal Hijazi case. And I had a friend who helped me out on it. And he still believed in the system. Yeah. And it hit him so hard on the court case. Because when we lost, he just couldn't believe it. Because of what we produced. Yeah. Because of what we produced.
Because I saw the evidence you had put together. Files and files and files.
I just actually heard, I think Alex Jones has given me till Christmas. Because I kept saying, and then after Christmas it's going out. It's given me till Christmas. Because I was looking at every other legal avenue. Because essentially I believe if Alex Jones puts that documentary out, which he said he's given me till Christmas, then I believe they'll lock me up for 2 years. That's what I believe. And I think they'll put me on solitary confinement for a year.
Because from his point of view, Astoria playground spot becoming $750,000, it's unbelievable, literally.
Well, no, I might have to talk about it.
Well, maybe not. No. Okay.
No, I don't think I can go. No, I can talk about I can't go into the details. Yeah, the unbelievable part of it, which I can talk about, is that I have 6 members of school staff, including chairs of governors, head teachers, saying that they were paid to lie, saying that they were paid to remain silent. They were forced, threatened. That is the unbelievable part. And the other unbelievable part of the documentary, which I can talk about, which I'll briefly, right, so basically, when I produce all this undercover footage to a judge, the only people who have got it is the judge and the lawyers. Within 48 hours of that happening, there was a criminal damage attack against my parents' property. I didn't share this at the time because I knew the purpose of that would to prevent the 5 witnesses who were coming to court. So in the middle of the night, everything was smashed up. Again, there's videos of all of this. There's police records. I never shared any of this information. This is all on the film. Then my wife and my son were targeted. My wife and my son, who was 11. Was he 11 or 10 at the time? They were both targeted. This is the crazy bit. You've seen the redhead man who was sent to the house, who made a video threatening to kill the kids. Never spoken to by the police. So when these phone calls happened to my son and my wife, I'm not living here at the time. I'm living in the north of England. I ring up and because I record everything. So we're talking, the police are at the house. So I say this: the purpose of this is witness intimidation. That's the purpose of these attacks. They now know we've got this undercover footage, and they know that it has the potential to bust their case. The police actually find out who makes the calls. So even though it's on a private number. So they identify who's made it to my wife. Obviously the threats were against Jenna and the children. I wasn't living here. I wasn't in there. They rang her and gave her address, where she stays. They gave her this address, and nothing. They said they've got a delivery coming to this address tomorrow in her name. So straight away the alarm bell went because nothing comes to this address in her name. So she said, "Where's the delivery from?" And the address they gave was a previous address that I used to use. Which no one knows either. So they said, "It's coming from here." So straight away she said, "And what are you delivering?" And they said, we'll be with you at lunchtime tomorrow. Yeah. And then boom. So then Jenna's rang me and said, someone just rang me up and gave both of the address you were staying at and my address to me. And they said they're DPD on a private number. Then my son got the message. Then my son got a threatening phone call saying, we're coming for you. Yeah? So he then rings me, and I'm emotional at the time because he rings me and I'm just like saying, Dad, do you think they know where we are? Do you think they know where we are? The crazy bit about it is, I make a phone call to the police. As soon as my court case finishes, I ring the police officer. You'll hear it all on the film if Alex puts it out. And I say, can I just confirm something? You found out who made those calls? Yes, we did. You know who it was? Yeah. Even though they rang a private number, you could identify them. Yeah, we know who it was. You knew who it was months ago, yeah? She said, yeah. Have you made an arrest yet? No. Can you tell me why not? She said, I can't, Stephen, no. I just said, it's just insane, the whole, but again, which is why I was so excited about the film. I'm just not excited about a year in solitary confinement. There's no doubt when you watch the film of what's happened during the last couple of years. And I think and my thing why I wanted people to watch it so much was I thought that people would see some of the stuff I've been dealing with behind the scenes. I haven't been speaking about I haven't been speaking about publicly. Anyone knows like the strain of my issue was that they'd gone to put me in jail, that didn't work. Then they've gone for the finance, to break the finance. Yeah. Because they don't want there to be any stability or safety for the family. Yeah. That didn't work. Then they've gone for the family, and then they've gone for the mum and dad. They've done it all. But anyway, yeah. Right. Look, the importance of a street presence is so important, but I may be sitting on solitary confinement from January.
Okay, well, setting that aside, which is difficult, I know, I get. Your Telegram is bigger and bigger, 130, 140,000. It's one of the main sources of news UK based, certainly. And
we're good at getting the news out, aren't we?
It's really good. It really is good.
In that, there's a little team there, yeah? Yeah. There's a little team. It's you have to give Jack a round of applause, them a round of applause. There's a lot of people behind that. There's a whole support group behind that. There's a lot of people, because sourcing the information as quick as they source the information and getting the news out as quick as it comes out, a lot of the time it's the first source of the news for the stories. So.
No, that is the main source for a lot of people. Look at that. And obviously, a lot of places have been cut off. Probably the only places Telegram, Gab and Get are probably
they're going for Telegram now, aren't
they? They're going for Telegram, yes. Everything they'll come for. But then Getter is obviously possible. And you're on Sky News Australia. How did you manage that? Let's go, Brandon.
I saw. I had my Getter t-shirt on, and I could see the phase as well. So I thought, if I just jump in and everyone in Germany's going, let's go, Brandon, it will get shared. But at the same time, I thought, get it shared, get my profile shared, get it shared. And it worked, because by the end of the day, I was like, it's here, it's here, it's here. That is fun, isn't it? Because we have to, you know what we've done, is when we had the English Defence League, and when I went to Rebel Media, we had stress, we had pressure, but we had fun. We were the fun side. We were always laughing, and we were always having a good time. I think the last 12, 24 months, that's gone, man, totally gone. So I think that, hopefully get through to Christmas, see what the start of next year brings. Because I keep saying, people say, what's going to happen? And I generally think in the back of my head, I'm going to be locked up. So, because I've said to Alex, and do you know what? If I was Alex Jones, it's going out, mate.
Don't put yourself in Alex's head.
No. No. But if I was, it would go out. Yeah. Because I've had that. Would I make a decision myself to get me? Jeez, man, I've done 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, whatever of solitary. Done my head in. So.
But I guess you have to prepare yourself because you know it can happen.
Which is what I'm doing now. Yeah. Which is what I've been doing. I've been training. I've been at a martial arts camp. So when I went away to work on the book, I booked myself into a martial arts camp, training 2-3 hours a day. So.
No donuts.
No donuts. A couple here and there. But I've done that just because I thought if I'm going to go away, I just want to get my head clean. I want to get my head straight. I just want to be on the fitness one, but I want to work on my work and get myself prepared for what happens after Christmas.
Can I ask just one odd question? Everything that's happening around and some of the focus is, a lot of the focus often is new because of the issues you face. Telegram widens it up and gives the news service to a lot of people. But everything that's happened at the moment, I always thought that Islam is still there and is a huge threat. And also, whenever Hearts of Oak launched last year, you talked about the sexualisation of kids, the LGBT agenda in schools.
They're all interlinked.
All of that. And then on top of it, you've got lockdowns and destruction of all the freedoms that we've had. So when you look at that, how do you kind of assess, is there a biggest threat? Is it all together?
No, there is a bigger threat. Yeah. There's a bigger... Look, I don't know, for years I went head to head with Islam, which is still a major threat. But yeah, we have been divided purposely, I think, driven against each other purposely. So whilst we're all in our little sections, whether that be our group, that group, Islam, blacks, gays, straights, and you're all bickering and arguing amongst each other, which is pretty well planned by them. Whilst you're doing that, they're implementing new laws and taking away every one of the freedoms, which is going to affect every single one of us. With what I've seen looking recently, I actually looked and thought, do you know who our allies are on this freedom issue? That what allies that will not back down to it? I think the Muslim community. They won't be getting vaccinated, trust me. They won't let them vaccine their kids. They won't. So I looked at it all, and all of this, when I've watched it all, that doesn't change my opinion on Islam. Even to Muslims, to say, look, I still have a real strong belief against your ideology, but I know that you will defend against the forced vaccination and what we're witnessing as the erosion of our freedoms. And what you look at, what's happening now in the world, who would have thought this 24 months ago? And what I then realise is that everything we faced, which there must be so many people now watching, looking and being slandered and being put into this conspiracy theorist bracket, who now hopefully question everything they were told about us. We were fighting this media backlash, this government tyranny. We've been fighting it for a decade. There's a lot of people now stepping into it, and it's quite encouraging to see. But what they don't realise is within the next 12 to 24 months, they're cancelled. They're gone. Every anti-COVID, every anti-vax group, every single one of you, you're going to be blacklisted and gone. You're not going to be able to talk about it, you're not going to be heard. The same way you can't mention my name on Facebook. They will have a list now. We blew up, and then they worked out how to deal with us. They managed to then get rid of them. We're lucky for Telegram, we're lucky for Getter. I hope that Getter's plan is to become the new Twitter, and I hope that Trump's plan for truth is to become the new Facebook. And I hope that in the first quarter of 2022, Trump's going to bring that out. I believe that's what a lot of us have been waiting. It's what I've been waiting for. It would give me a new lease of life in the sense that we sort of are talking to our own supporters. My buzz used to come from reaching the masses, from people seeing my name pop up and then watching a video thinking, hold on a minute, hold on, and it changing their view of things. Like that conversation you just listened to there. So many people who hate me, they don't know why they hate me. And the scary thing for me happened when I was removed from all social media and removed from YouTube. You now go online and search for me, you only get the negative. Whereas you used to get my argument. So the next generation, so I still walk around now and I get good respect and I get people shake my hands, but the next generation coming through, they're not going to have seen any of this. They're not going to see it. So my children's generation, they're only reading the negative. They're only seeing the videos that without context make me look awful. So yeah, it's scary, but I think that the scariest thing right now is the United States election being stolen, the fact that big tech and pharmaceuticals run the world. We are seeing the biggest tyranny that we're ever going to witness, and it's worldwide organised. There's so many people who are being forced into vaccinations that don't want them, and I feel so badly for those people who are scared with work, who are scared with mortgages, who are scared with their children, who are scared. They managed to scare, and I think a lot of people woke up. I think a lot of people are waking up to. But at the start, I had to go visit my mum and stand at the end of the drive. That's the fear they put in all of us. These videos we saw of people just dropping dead in China. Well, where's that disease? Because that ain't COVID. So all those videos that were originally put out, all of them, were planned propaganda. So then when it lands here, they could just put the fear in everyone, which is what they've done.
Those videos people dropping, journalists have tried to go back and find the source of them, and no one can find the source. They just appeared from nowhere. No one knows where it was, exactly when it was. No one can find it. It's as if it was produced and just put out.
It was. Well, it was because it wasn't real. People with blood just coming down their face, dropping. Yeah. And that installed the fear that they needed. And they need fear. And then again, when I talk about our allies in this, unless every group comes together, unless all people come together and face the biggest threat to us, which is the taking of our freedom, whether it be the taking of free speech, whether it be forced farmer on everyone. And who knows, man? I sat back on all the COVID stuff because I didn't want to be accused of me. When the Football Lads Alliance started off, I went along to do a video, and there were lots of people accusing me of the reason they're being tagged as far right, without even realising that I could sit at home, you could all be black, and you're still going to get tagged as far right, You're still going to get attacked with all the labels and all the attacks because you're going against the status quo, you're going against them, So I sat back and didn't, and the same with COVID, because I thought, again, I could go and try and do what I think's right, but I'll get a face of backlash from people within the COVID community, the anti-vax community, or any of these communities, who would then be saying, oh, it's your fault, it's your fault. So I've sat back, and you've all seen now, hopefully, what they've done to you. You've hopefully seen the police brutality that's been used against you across the world, whether it be in Australia, here, anywhere. You've witnessed and felt what we've had. Whether it be forced imprisonments for bogus charges. I just saw someone the other day getting these bail conditions not to enter town centres for this amount of period. We faced all this. We've been through all of this. Everything you're now witnessing with the COVID legislation and the abuse of legal powers, we've been through it. We've seen it all, okay? So question, I hope you do question, if you're any of the anti-COVID, anti-vax, question what you've been told about every one of us. We were just ordinary people. I had this conversation with some bloke from that King Wings, this restaurant. I had a conversation with him this morning. He goes, well, look at all the things that have happened to you. Everyone's come out against you. Everyone hates you. And I said, Winston Churchill said, it's good to have enemies. Yeah. It means you've stood up for something. Yeah? If you stand up for something, people are going to come against you. And that's when you're over the target. So if everyone's attacking you, everyone's slandering you, everyone's hating you, the media are running fake stories about you, you're winning. You're there, you're getting there anyway, you're causing a bit of a disruption. So I will continue to cause a disruption. Good. Yeah, I will. I just, it's not, there isn't a second of me, whilst I've needed to just take a second at times, for my own sake and for my family's sake. I haven't ever had a second of a doubt of just stopping. I've just at times, and do you know what? I've had a lot of people who support me for years, and to speak to every one of you, even on the last court case, their support gives me the opportunity, and gave me the opportunity. Last summer, my wife's car was petrol pumped. Without the ability to take my children that day to the airport, we moved them to Croatia, then we went to Spain. Because it took nearly 7 weeks to find somewhere else. So we've done all of this. Without your support, I wouldn't even be able to fight. Because I wouldn't be in a position to fight. I wouldn't be in a position to do anything. So thank you again, because I don't really get a chance. I don't think, certainly since I come out of my last prison sentence, I haven't really been full on everywhere. I've just been tied up, man. Life's stressful enough, isn't it?
It is. Whenever Getter goes live, we're going to get Good Morning with Tommy each morning, 10 minutes. Come on.
We're getting Good Morning with Tommy, yeah? I can't wait for it to go live. I can't wait, mate.
Perfect.
Because I know what happened at King Wings. Yeah. It'd have been live. Yeah. And that stuff, that Getter profile will be shared everywhere. Because as it's going on live, people are sharing it. Watch this. So as soon as it goes on, I'm going to go for walks everywhere and anywhere. I've got a lot to talk about. I just needed some time, man.
Good. Well, you're never short of words. So.
Just need some time, man. And you know what? It's like when I wrote my last book, Enemy of the State, it was sort of me getting my story told. And in my head, I was thinking, you know what? Say I got killed at the end of writing this book. My children can sit and read this book. And they understand, they can read it and see that's what Dad was about. So the next one is bringing that up to today's day with all the stuff. And this King Wings is another chapter, man. I need to now go sit down again and get it wrote, because I just want it all detailed so that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that people won't know about. There's a lot of things that have happened that people won't know about, that I haven't spoke about. Well, the book is like my form of therapy. Boom, there it is.
So you're off trick-or-treating now. When you go to the door of your kid, do they just think That's Tony Robbins. Okay, I'll write a check. Just go away.
I won't go anywhere. I say I don't go places like that with the kids for these sort of reasons.
Yeah.
I thought I could go to a restaurant. When I had these people saying, and people were questioning because it's a black-owned business.
Yeah.
So what? So what?
Who cares?
Which means a black-owned business. I don't give a shit. And I had this question, and I left straight there and went to the Muslim business. Yeah. And walked in there like, all right, Tom, that's how you do. And people struggle to get that in their head. I'm from Luton Town. I know the owners of many Muslim businesses who are all very close and very friendly with me. And actually, what I really found out with this was, Jesus, talking again about Black Lives Matter, I sort of found that how well many Muslims do take the criticism. Do you know why I think they take it so well? Because they know I'm right. So I don't think they get angry about it.
Yeah.
They just think, yeah, he knows. And I look at it and I say, yeah, I know that. I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what your mindset is. I know exactly what your Quran is. I know it all. And so I don't think they get hated on it, because I've realised now, since talking out against BLM, I've realised just how actually, because most people only see the negative interactions with Muslims. Most Muslims are very, very friendly with me.
Yeah.
I walk through and people would expect them to want to beat me up. And I'm all right, Tom. All right, lads.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, man. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.